Welcome, welcome back. I am Zoe Flowers. Happy Lionsgate. I mean, we've been in the Lionsgate energy, but today is the 8th, so it's supposed to be the most powerful day. So if you're doing ritual today, I hope it brings you everything that you desire. So I wanted to hop on and do this 15 deck share. Yeah, and this is a VR to the Hermit's Cave, I believe. Okay, so let's get into it. So the first deck, the first category is inner child work, a deck recommended for inner child healing, one that feels safe, nurturing, and playful, ideal for reconnecting with innocence, creativity, and emotional truth. So I actually don't have, why am I yelling? Why am I yelling? So I actually do not have a specific inner child deck. I feel like most of my decks are like shadow work and like earthy, but this to me comes the closest. This is the Girl Underground deck. A Girl Underground deck, a story oracle. And I like it because it's based on like fairy tales. So it's kind of playful. She must solve a riddle or puzzle. And she is tempted by the adversary. So it's kind of based on the hero's journey, which I really, really appreciate. She must protect something special. So I like this deck because this is great for like it says, creativity. Like you could do whole prompts on this. She must protect something special. She returns to everyday life. So remember your story. So this is a deck that she must rescue someone close to her. This is a deck that I've used with groups in the past, where I just have people pick a card and then they can just do a journal prompt or tell a story from it. And so this is a good deck, I think, for like as lighthearted as I feel that it's going to get. For inner child work. You know, now that I'm looking at this deck is actually kind of playful too. I don't use it a lot because it feels very girl bossy to me, but this could be, I guess, an inner child one because it does have the little unicorn. This is the Rebel deck. The Rebel deck. Yeah, I think this could be actually good for inner child work, like love. And then it says, get some, give some, it'll cheer your ass up. So I think this could actually be, but then it has things, yeah, it's fine. It's my second choice. Okay. Shadow work, a deck that's powerful for helping readers face their shadows, honest, deep, unafraid to confront the difficult. This is your recommendation for deep transformation and self-inquiry. So I have a gazillion shadow decks, but this What Lies Beneath is one of my favorites. I like this deck for shadow work. Envy, knowing they fucked up. Like those of you that follow my true crime readings, you know that I use this deck quite a bit. I also really, really, really like this Earth and Bone deck. I like it so much that I bought the same deck twice. I had no idea. I love the like matte finish of the deck. I love the imagery. They're pretty much all skeletons. I really, really like this deck a lot. for shadow work. I also have a deck that's called Into the Shadows. It might have been the first shadow deck that I bought. It's cool. It's cool. Very straightforward. Never want to feel that again. What did you want from me? So this is a very interesting shadow deck. Oh, you know, I will share this one as well. This dark mirror deck. So good. Forgetting oneself. Naked Before the Stars. Again, this is like one of my true crime. Alone in the World. I usually use this for my true crime, but again, so good for shadow work. There's another one that I really like. This Lonely Soul. Journey of a Lonely Soul. I love the visuals of this deck. So cool. You get the vibes, yeah? Very shadowy, very gothic, very. Okay, I love that. I have more, but I'm not going to show them all because I have a lot of these dark decks. When I decided to do like the true crime decks, I got a lot of these dark decks. And I did, a couple of years ago, I did a full year of shadow work. So that's also why I bought a lot of those shadow decks. Okay, moving on to Deity Work or Spirit Guides, a deck that serves as a spiritual bridge, perfect for working with deities, spirit guides, or higher realms. It holds sacred energy and supports devotional practice or channeled messages. You know what? So what I pulled out for that one is the Goddess Oracle. This is a deck that I use a lot, especially when I do my goddess readings specifically. I love this deck. Very well worn, very well used. Love this for deity work. It reads fantastic. Yeah, it reads really well. Do I have anything else? No, I don't have anything else for that. Okay. Ancestor Work. A deck you suggest for connecting with ancestral wisdom, whether for lineage healing or honoring those who came before. Well, I actually have an ancestor deck. So this is the Ancestor Spirit Oracle cards. So again, I went through this phase where I like these very like earthy, matty decks. You will see probably a lot of those. This is really my zhuzh. I really like a deck like this. This is a very diverse deck. It's from all over the world. It'll tell you about the people that were in the deck. I mean, the people that are on the cards, right? This is a great deck. Reads really well. Great, guidebook as well. Love that for ancestor work. Ooh, oh goodness gracious. And then I also I really love this Egyptian Oracle deck. I love this deck. This is great. Really great. Especially if you're into, Kemetic lore. You want to learn more about Kemet and you want to learn more about the gods and goddesses of Kemet. This is a great introductory deck for that. Also, this African Goddess Rising deck. This is also a good ancestor deck as well. Not me having my Black Moon Lilith deck in my... Oh, I see what I did because I put the wrong deck in the wrong box. Okay, well, fix that. There we go. I love this deck. This is a great ancestor deck. Again, each goddess is associated with a temple. And so they have like the temple of the conjurers. They have the temple of the griots. So like the storytelling. It also tells you what region of Africa these goddesses were associated with. I absolutely love that as well. Great guidebook. It also tells you what element that the goddess is associated with as well. So that's also a great ancestor deck. Divination, a deck that excels in traditional divination. Okay, clear, direct, advocate. All right, so this is great for anybody who's seeking predictive insight or practical answers. So I have a couple of decks for that. Okay, my number one, and I actually use this deck as a clarifying deck. So, because it has yes, it has very clear yeses and no and maybe. So I like that because number one, it's the traditional Rider Waite, right? And sometimes I just use it for yes, no, maybe. Like it's great for divination. I love this deck. Again, so well used, as you can see. Like I have notes on it. I use tarot for my rituals when I do magic. So unfortunately, not unfortunately, but this one got burned. Several of them got burned because I put them around the candles if I'm doing candle work. And sometimes they catch on fire. And it's fine, right? Like, Law Roach says about, and I have a gazillion decks, but Law Roach says about clothes. He says, like, if you see it and you like it, try it on. And if you like the way it looks, wear it and then live in it. And I live with, again, these decks. I live with my decks. When I first get them, I sleep with them, like just to catch the energy. It's ridiculous, but that's what I do. Okay, other divination decks that I like. So I love the Tea Leaf Fortune. This deck has so many cards in it. It has a very substantial book that I definitely have not read. And then it has like a gazillion deck cards, okay? It has a gazillion cards. I don't really use these. I don't really use these, really. But what I do use is these, because it has the months of the year. So when I do my yearly readings for people, I can tell them like what's going to happen per month, right? So I might pull a tarot deck. I'll pull like the month of May, and then I'll pull an oracle deck or a tarot deck so to divine what's actually going to happen in that month. So this deck is great for that, for divination. I also like to play around with time. And so I love this time oracle deck, another very well used deck, as you can see. It also has some directions to it, but it also has like yes, no, within a month, wait, within 6 months. There's not many cards in here. Within 2 years, within 2 weeks, within 18 months, within a year, within a week. So this is great for divination as well, obviously, if you want to do time, which again, I do read time. Understanding that we all have free will, things can change, but I love to read with time. Okay? As above, a deck that connects the reader to, okay, so cosmic or spiritual realms. Okay. All right. So my number one deck for that right now is the Afro Fantasy Walking Tree Oracle. This deck was sent to me by a publisher to review for my channel, so you can go back and watch that. I love this deck because it actually gives you like realms. So it gives you like it gives you planets, it gives you the astrological symbol, and then it will give you a realm that you're working with, okay? And so what do I mean by that? So the Eye of Horus is the mythic realm. So again, you could see like my notes and things like that. So it says, for example, Realm 9, the mythic realm, is the home of potent symbols, potencies of power that activate and call in strong forces, lost technology, blah, blah, blah. You get it. This deck also will give you like the planet, again, that I said, the zodiac, but also an herb that's associated with the card. It'll give you an herb, and it will give you a practice. So it'll give you a ritual. So for example, I pulled the Ancestor deck last week, and it gave me an exercise to do with my ancestors for the next 9 days, right? So I absolutely love that. I also love my friend Amy Miranda's deck as the What We've Forgotten. I use this a lot. I use this deck a lot as an anchor. I mean, I just do readings on like what we've forgotten, right? I also use it like since we're in Mercury retrograde. So it's like, oh, what do we need to remember during this Mercury retrograde? So you can see it's very otherworldly. It's great. I have 2 more up there that I should have taken down, but I didn't. This is way more than 15 decks, yay. Well, let me tell you something about these 2 decks. When I got these 2 decks, my goodness, this Starseed Oracle and this Work Your Light, I might have had these decks for a decade, eh? I might have. These decks might be a decade. And when I tell you, they took my not just my intuition. It wasn't my intuition, actually. This deck, it raised my frequency. That's what I'll say. This deck that's what I'll say about that. It raised my frequency. Both of these. Like, yeah. And so this was when I went through my like dreamy, spirity deck. So that's the Starseed Oracle. I started using this deck when I really started getting into cards. Like when I really was like, oh, okay, this is something like that I'm really, really, really gonna do. And this is the Work Your Light deck. So you'll see that I went through phases, like these watercolory, pastel, right? Still matte. Yeah, this is my jam. I love a pastel deck. I love a dreamy, like Piscean deck. When I used to read my cards by zodiac season, by the season we were in, I would use this for like a Pisces or like an Aquarius season. This is the kind of deck I would, because it's like watery and dreamy and just chef's kiss. Okay. What else do we have here? That was our as above. Oh, so below. Okay. So a deck that connects the blah, blah, blah. So a more grounded, real world reading. So I also have a ton of those. I'm not going to show them all, but this right here, and I haven't even used it in so long, but this deck was that girl for me. I love this. This is the Roots and Wings deck. Again, I'm a texture girl. So I just, it's like silk. Like, I just love. Again, it's got that watery vibe that I like. Right? Oh, just, I love the illustration. Just, j'adore, j'adore. Roots and Wings, just that girl. Love this deck. Love this deck to bits. Okay, other grounded. I also really like this. I really like it. I can't even think of the name. I think this is the Onyx. Yeah, the Onyx Tarot. Was this gifted to me? I do believe this was gifted to me by Ebony. I think Ebony gave me this deck. I love this deck too. I mean, very grounded, very earthy. This is a deck I would definitely use during like Taurus season or Capricorn season, Virgo season, like 100%. I also have a gazillion animal decks that I'm not going to pull out. House and Ever. I feel like I should show one of my, since we're talking about being down to earth. Oh yeah, this one was that girl for me. Like, I like to buy decks by the same author. So this is the Sherilyn Darcy collection. So the magical herbs. So I love this one too. This has like rituals that goes with it. So yeah, love this one. Love this. And then she has Flowers by the Night. Love this too. I mean, again, when I first got these decks, I just used them to bits. Just phenomenal. Love it. Love it. Chef's kiss. And then the Green Witch Oracle. I mean, I love this one because this is like fig. So this is vegetables and fruits and just gorgeous. Flowers. Of course, it tells you about all of those things. It also has, it's layered, right? It has the element that you're working with. It has the zodiac. Yeah, it's just great. It's just phenomenal. Does this one have the oracle meaning? Yeah. Oh, yeah. The deities that the magical correspondences for each card. So it's the deities that work with the card. Again, the planet, the astrological sign, and a spell. I haven't done one spell from this thing, though. I haven't done one spell. Maybe I should do that. Maybe I should do that. I think they all kind of have that same vibe. The magical herb oracle. Yeah, this one just gives you the herb and the botanical description and the oracle meaning. Yeah, so this one doesn't get as... Oh, no, this one gives you the deities as well. The deity, the planet, the sign, the element. Yeah, of course. Because, because Sherilyn doesn't play around. She's going to get us together. Okay, that's the So Below. So this deck about a hug, a deck that makes you feel good. Well, it's interesting because there's this hug deck that offers emotional support and comfort. It's gentle and it's compassionate. Again, I don't have too many decks like that, but I did. Oh, I think this was gifted to me. I didn't buy this. I think somebody gave this to me last year. Yeah, I didn't buy this. I can't even remember who gave me this deck, but somebody gave me this deck. Oh, maybe. Oh, I think Amy gave me this deck. My friend Amy gave me this deck. That's right, when I first got to Canada. So yeah, I love this magical oracle deck. It definitely feels like a hug. It's very uplifting, very sweet. Um, I used this deck a lot when I first got to Canada because I came here in January and winter was brutal and it was really, really hard. Of course, my mom had just passed. So this deck just made me feel good. And it also reads amazing, like right out the deck. It just on point. So yeah, I love this deck. This tree oracle. All right. Does it have anything? No, I don't think it has anything special in the. No, it doesn't have any rituals or anything like that. No. Great deck, great deck, great deck. Okay, now a feel good deck. A deck that uplifts, encourages, and energizes, whether through color, artwork, or messages. This one is perfect for anybody who, wants some joy, some empowerment, and really some inspiration. So again, these are two oldie but goodie decks that I got. This Sacred Self-Care. So this is Jill Pyle again. I have another one of her decks. That's in the family. I really like Jill Pyle. So this is very practical. Very practical, right? Work with your ancestors. Clean your space. Spend time with animals. But I just love the colors. And this one gives you journal prompts and it gives you a mantra. So I love that for feel good. But even more so than this one, I love this Shine from the Inside Out deck. Oh, I love this by Brittany Carmichael. Oh, again, it gets to my, what's wrong with my, why am I getting, there we go. It gets to my pastel heart. It just, oh, I just love this deck so much. I love this deck. It's diverse. It's got my watercolor jam. Oh. And, I'm a girl who I rocked pink hair for a long time. So again, I feel like, this deck, crystals, it just was a sweet transmission for me when I got it. And this is another deck that I would use with groups. So when I was in the States before COVID, and I would do a lot of trainings, I would do a lot of workshops for the Army, like how to use magic to heal from domestic and sexual violence. I would do those kinds of trainings with the Army and domestic violence organizations and things like that. And this is the kind of deck that's and even when I did like my yoga teacher training or my yoga classes, this would be a deck that I would bring and have people pull from at the beginning of yoga class and let it guide the yoga session, right? Or any kind of workshop that I was doing to help people set their intention. And I like this deck because it's just non-confrontational, right? It's safe. It's not like, a lot of people are scared of tarot. They think it's the devil. And so, when you bring an oracle card, again, it's like safe, it's beautiful, it's pastel, it's not threatening. So this is a great deck for that. Sorry, y'all. I was out. We're having fires. on the other side of Canada in the prairies, and I was outside doing my Instagram live reading, and the smoke actually came down to where we are. And so it's just still like, well, not great. So sorry. Okay. Oh, most versatile. A deck you recommend for handling any type of reading. So this is like if you're doing a love reading, if you're doing shadow work, if you're doing a daily pull, and anything in between. It is a flexible deck. It is a reliable deck. Where is Bring Me My Go? So, you know, if you saw my 7 Deadly Sin deck the VR deck that I did a couple years ago, this was like my tried and true. Like this deck, I can't even remember what sin I put this under. I think I might have put this under like lust, because I love this deck. I love this deck. So this is Chris Ann. So I have another deck. I might have sold the other deck that I had from her, actually. I might have sold her other deck. But anyway, yeah, I had like over 150 decks, so I sold a bunch of them before I moved here. This Light Seers, and I've seen this in other people's tarot collections. This is just one of them girls. She's just one of them girls. It's diverse. It's beautiful. Oh, come on. Come on. It's very easy to read because it's not too far away from the Rider-Waite deck. Yeah, it's just not too far away from the Rider-Waite deck with the images. So, j'adore. Oh, highly recommend. 10 10s across the board. So versatile. Do I have any other versatile decks? I don't think so. I think that's probably my most versatile deck. I think. Okay, let's get into most inspiring. So, a deck that's going to inspire creativity, intuitive flow, or personal transformation. Now, I'm going to say this. This is not an easy deck. I'm not going to front. But this is the deck that I taught myself tarot on. And this is the Afro-Brazilian deck. This is not an easy deck because it is based on Ifa. It is based on candomblé. But again, candle wax, notes, torn pages. I mean, so personal transformation. So here's the thing. I did not know what this meant. This is the Knight of Chalices. So this would be the Knight of Cups, right? This is the Eight of Pentacles. What the heck does this have to do with like mastery and hard work or working on your craft? Yo no sé. All right. I have no idea. But this deck, so a friend of mine at the time had this deck, and I was like, oh, I'm going to get that deck. So I went right to Namaste Books. This was when I lived in New York, place I lived before I came here. And I bought this deck. And I taught myself tarot. So this deck this took my intuition to the sky. Because again, I mean, it's just nothing like the traditional. It's nothing. So I had to use my intuition. So this was like my first. I mean, I had a little weird deck. I don't know, somewhere around here. It's not important. But I had a little weird deck that I would use, but it was the Aquarian deck. I wasn't crazy about it. But when I got this was my first deck, my first real deck. So you talk about personal transformación. But for other people, I would say, again, kind of obscure, but not really. Definitely easier, definitely closer to what we would call the Rider Waite. So to inspire creativity. I love this deck because it's beautiful. This is the African Tarot. Come on. The back, it could be more exciting, but whatever. It's fine. It has the gold, what do they call it on the side? The gold trim. Absolutely stunning. The feel, it feels the same as my Roots and Wings deck. It's just visually beautiful, very easy to read. Just, it's lush. That's the word, lush. Nice little guidebook. Nice. It's just, yeah, I love it. I love it. She's that girl as well. Okay. Allergies. Okay. Where are we at? Most inspiring. Oh, best for beginners. Okay. So this is for anybody that's just starting out. Now, I'm going to say the Modern Witch. Of course, you can go with the traditional Rider Waite. So when I teach my tarot classes, these are the decks I use. I use the Rider Waite because, like I said, you saw the deck that I taught myself on, right? And I didn't come to the Rider Waite deck until like 3 years after I started reading tarot professionally. So I would use a lot of oracle decks actually when I first started. So I had my one little weird deck, and then I had all of these oracle decks that I would use because I found oracle decks to be more informative and more directive. Whereas these, you really kind of have to learn the archetypes and things like that, or just straight go from your intuition, right? So when I came to this day, this blessed Rider Waite tarot, literally I had been reading tarot for like 3 years. And I was like, oh, this is why everybody uses this freaking deck. Because it's so easy. Oh, yeah, that looks like a King of Wands. Yeah, okay, I get it. Oh, Six of Swords. You're moving from choppy water to smooth water, right? Oh, light at the end. Okay, this Nine of Swords. Yeah, right. You can look at this and you just know what this is. This is swords or thoughts. This is your thoughts keeping you. Oh my God, we're 38 minutes in. This is your thoughts keeping you up at night. Makes perfect freaking sense. Eight of Wands, fast communication. This makes sense. The wands are just like coming down to earth. Oh, Three of Pentacles, collaboration. I get that. That makes perfect sense. There they are. They're working on something together. You've got the artisan there that's, doing their thing. Then you have the two people there, and perhaps this is their contract or their diagram or their directions of what they want done. Very simple, very easy. The Hierophant, this is about institutions. This is, okay, I'm not going to teach a tarot class. So I would recommend this for beginners. Again, but I don't teach from this deck so much because I obviously like diversity, and I like diversity. Okay, I like diversity. So I don't really use that much. I use the Modern Witch because it gives us diversity, honey, diversity, right? It gives us diversity. And then just enough of the, yeah, it's the same, right? It's the same as the Rider-Waite. It's just more modern, which is why it's called the modern witch. Different body types, right? But it's not so different that people don't understand what's happening. So this is the deck I teach from. This is the deck. This is the deck that I shared with my students, and I advised them not to buy it because it tells you everything. Like, it tells you the keywords and all that stuff, right? Of course, they all bought the deck. When they saw it, they were like, what is that deck? So I like this because it gives you the planets that it's associated with. It gives you the elements. And of course, it gives you the yes, no, maybe. I felt like it would be overwhelming for them if they bought this deck. And of course, they came back and said, yeah, it's overwhelming. So I would not necessarily, I'm going to be a Libra on this one. I'm going to stay on the fence. This is a hard yes. This is a do what you want. Okay. For beginners. All right. Let's see. Okay, professionals. This was a hard one. This was a hard one for me to decide because I have so many decks. But what I settled on, and I don't even use this deck a lot, best for professionals. A deck you suggest for experienced readers who need depth, nuance, and strong symbolism. Ideal for layered readings, spiritual insight, and working with clients. So this is actually going to be my first choice for professionals. This is going to be my first choice right here. Murder of Crows. Again, it's dark. So I typically use it for my celebrity readings. But I use it for myself sometimes too, and I use it for other people too. This can also be a shadow work deck, but this, I feel like it's close enough to the Rider-Waite, but there's some symbolism here with these masks, right? And these knights. So like this Eight of Pentacles, right? The symbolism here, like maybe you're trying to work hard because this is this is like mastering your craft, but maybe you have some shadow that's blocking you or something like that. So I think this is good for professionals. And then I would say the Deviant Moon for sure. I would say this for sure because again, what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing here? What's real? Like, you kind of have to know what the Hierophant stands for, and then you can use your intuition. And for me, I read the whole deck, so I read the colors, I read all the imagery, right? So you kind of have to know what's going on with this card to be able to decipher it. Yeah, Eight of Pentacles, right? Oh, this was the hard work one. Oh, I think that other one was something else. Yeah, I don't know what that was. So this is the Eight of Pentacles. What's this? Oh, the Three of Swords. That's pretty self-explanatory. But again, I just think this is a good one for, and it also, I don't feel a heavy energy, but it is a heavy, yeah, professionals. Oh, witchy vibe. All right. So I also went through, when I really started to do magic during the pandemic, I started getting a bunch of magical decks. So let's start with this one. So I really like this Making Magic. because these are sigils, right? So I can add these to my rituals. Okay, what does this say? Deck you recommend for those who love witchy aesthetics, moody vibes, magical symbolism, or spell work support, casting, altar work, etc. Yeah. So that's what this would. So this is witchy support, right? If you're a person who does spells, and say you want to bring more luck or serendipitous events, then, and you're doing candle magic or whatever, you could either trace this symbol yourself, or you could just, like I do, put the symbol around your workings. Love this deck. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. This one definitely has candle wax on it too, because again, just an amazing deck. This is probably my number one. This is probably my number one. Then I have this oldie but goodie, which is Wisdom. I like this one as well. The guidebook does have like which is Wisdom, so it tells you what the card is about, which is Foresight. So it'll give you a little ritual to do, and it's old school. It's shiny. That's not really my vibe, as you can see by my decks. I really don't like big shiny like this. I really don't. I really don't like. It's not my thing, but I like the deck, and it brings in the elements. So there's like incantations for some of these as well. So yeah, yep, I like it. And then, now this one I like too. This Spellcasters. I've done a couple rituals out of this one. I like it. I definitely did this financial health ritual when I first got the deck. I definitely have done the career ritual that goes with that. Yeah, I've done a lot of rituals. The only thing with this one is it's very specific, but it's good because that's what got me to start to understand planetary hours and like when to do your rituals and such. For example, it will tell you like when to do the incantation. Like this one says light a black candle and face north under a first quarter moon at midnight on a Tuesday. So it's very much that, right? So some of the spells you kind of have to wait, because you look at my hair going crazy. You kind of have to wait for like the right day and the right time. Like this one for compassion, hold a green crystal to your heart chakra on a waxing gibbous moon phase on a Friday at dusk. Right? And it gives you an incantation. So this is a good one as well. Highly recommend. Just know you're not going to be able to pick up the deck and just like right out the gate do the ritual if you want to really be in alignment with what's happening. Okay. Astrology. I don't know why I picked these two, because Lord knows I don't use them the most. This is the astrology deck I use the most. I don't know why I picked those other two. I'll show one of them. But this is Moonology. It gives you the moon phases. I absolutely adore this deck. It reads like a dream. It never lets me down. It is always on point. And again, it helps you understand the moon phases. I guess I must have lost the guidebook along the way. I'm just realizing, but that's fine. No, it's around here somewhere. But yeah, I love this deck because it also can work with time, right? So when I'm reading and it's like the end of a cycle approaches, full moon in Capricorn, well, because I also do astrology, then I would be able to tell people, oh, okay, well, we have a full moon coming up on such and such a date. So a couple of months out, begin to look at the end of this tough cycle ending, right? So you can kind of forecast with this deck as well, which I love. And then, of course, you can also use it for rituals, right? Because you can plan, like you are good enough, full moon in Virgo. So once we're coming up on a full moon in Virgo, I could do a confidence ritual, right? Yeah, I love it. So now I'll show you the other deck that I use a lot. Not that, I mean, that Moonology is my number one. This is probably my number two. This is the Black Moon Astrology deck. I love it because this one gives you moon phases, gives you planetary keywords, As I said, it tells you all about the planets, gives you astrological houses. It tells you what the astrological houses are. Oh, so good. So good. And then, of course, it gives you the zodiac as well. Winner. Absolutely fabulous. So I like that. Great book, very substantial. Again, it tells you, I mean, it's just extensive. It gives you the keywords. It gives you the astrological dates, right? It gives you a little quote, and then it gives you a heck of a explanation. And then it tells you what tarot card it corresponds to. Okay, so it's lit. Even though the Moonology deck is like my favorite, it's probably my favorite just because I use it all the time. But this one is good for people who really want to learn astrology. Another deck for people who want, I'm just looking at 2 more astrology decks up there, but I'm going to take those down. This one it's beautiful. This is the Heavenly Bodies astrology deck. I like it. I love the book. Hardcover. Again, it tells you about the houses. It's great. I don't use this one as often, but again, we have the houses. We have the zodiac. I don't think this, oh yeah, and then this one has the planets too. Yeah, so these are great. Obviously, I use these with my other watercolor decks. So that's it, folks. Drop down in the comments and let me know what you think about my decks. And yeah, I'm so glad I did this. All right, I'll see you soon. Bye.